All right, today's lesson is a real quick one on square roots. You should know the square roots through 144. In other words, the square root of 144 is 12, the square root of 121 is 11, the square root of 81 is 9, the square root of 25 is 5, and so on. In other words, you should know your times tables well enough to recognize these as blah blah times blah blah is like that. It sometimes itself is this. Okay. We're going to estimate square roots. And in the book, they basically knock this out and go, okay, well, let's see, how do we estimate which one of this? We know it's going to be more than 12 times 12, right? Because that's only 144. And you could just keep going and trying different things. You probably want to go, wait a minute, the square root of 4 is 2. There's two zeros here, 1, 0, and 2. Oh, the answer is 20. So just one example. Let's do another one. Square root of 625. Well, that 5 at the end of this, you should immediately go, wait a minute, if something times itself ends in a 5, well, the factor is going to have to be like 5 or 15 or 25 or 35. Anything else like 26 times 26 or 13 times 13, that won't give you an answer with a 5 at the very end. So the answer to this is 25. It happens to be. Now let's go to the other type is this. This is the major kind of question they're going to ask you. Between what two consecutive whole numbers, integers in other words, is the square root of 20? Well, you might go, I don't know what the answer, whatever. But here's where you can go, okay, well, 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. Oh, wait, you go, wait a minute. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 25 is 5. Wait a minute. This must, because 20 is in here somewhere, right there between 16 and 25. So you would say, okay, the answer is somewhere between 4 and 5. If you ever needed to know exactly what the number was, you just use a calculator and find out. That's the easiest way to do that. Okay. All right. Then they tell you, use a calculator to approximate the square root of 20 to 2 decimal places. This is where you get your calculator and you go 20, and then you find the square root button, and it's over here. Where's that thing at? Here we go, right there, and then yours might be different. 4.47, that's good enough. So 472, so 4.47. Okay, all right, that's it. Practice problems, go ahead and give those a whirl, and there are a lot of them. So do them all if you want to, and then come back and pause it after you finish pausing. So pause it. All right, A, you probably should have looked at the last digit 9 and said, wait a minute, maybe it's something 3 times 3? Yes, it's 13. So 13 times 13. B, 22, the last digit is a 4. So what times what gives you a 4 at the very end? Probably a 2, although it could be an 8 as well. It's another thing you can guess, because 8 times 8 is 64, right? Okay, C, it's 31, probably not very easy. You probably know it had to end in a 1, right? Because out of your times tables, when things end in a 1, like let's say 121, that's 11 times 11, or 1 times 1 is 1, and so on. That's a regional answer. D is between 1 and 2, because 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 2 is 4. Well, that's between 1 and 4. It's between 1 and 2. E, between 3 and 4. Because it's probably closer to 4, because the square root of 16 is 4. 15 is pretty much closer to that. F, 6 and 7, somewhere between, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, 40 is between 36 and 49, so somewhere between there. G is between 7 and 8, because 60, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, so 60, it's between 7 and 8. Probably it's going to be closer to 8, because 60 is closer to 64 than 60 is closer to 49. Okay, H, between 8 and 9. You're probably getting the hang of these now, right? Okay, I, between 8 and 9 as well. All right, pretty close to 9 now, right? Because square root of 81 is 9. So that's pretty close. Okay, J, in a calculator, it's 1.73. K is 3.16 if you do a calculator, and L, 7.07. There you go. Okay. You can use your calculator today to find the square roots of these if you want to. So, all right. Have a great time. Getting close to 90. Here we go. All right. See you guys next time.